Anna Valence is a US games journalist, VTuber, and adult content creator who focuses on censorship of adult content in video games and, more recently, the vtubing subculture. Earlier this year, she wrote an article about adult VTuber corporation vallure. In response, the far-right VTubing niche started a smear campaign against Anna, painting her as a vindictive sexual deviant who was upset that she didn't pass auditions for a small VTubing company, and thus wielded her cancel power against them in retaliation. By writing that article, she documented that response with particular focus on mega VTuber Kirsche, which that niche spun into a story about Anna directing the woke mob to smear Kirsche, a narrative they propagate to this day to deflect blame, imply the existence of a woke mob, express transphobic sentiments, and direct hate towards Anna. Many VTubers have gone over that article. I have not watched all of those streams, but the story itself has been established to a point where there's not much sense in focusing on one specific misrepresentation. Here is how the story goes. Anna Valence was a sexual deviant who flew under the radar. She applied to vallure, they rejected her, and as she was a games journalist for a rich and woke media outlet, she decided to smear them as pedophilic transphobes, to cancel them, and it backfired because the VTubing community called her out. Sharing misinformation about Anna is thus not only justified but a moral imperative. Not affirming the validity of that cause is morally questionable, and opposing it is morally reprehensible. You can either silently approve of people like Kirsche, Pippa and Rima who spread that narrative, or actively participate in the spread, but if you voice opposition to their narrative, you will be considered a valid target for them and their audiences. I don't know how to solve that situation, but I will talk about the initial article.
Oh, the fucking Vice put out a hit piece on vallure. I fucking hate journalists so fucking much. This bitch at Vice was like, vallure has, lowly models. Read a web archive version so you don't get the fucking, you don't give her a fucking click. Dumbass piece of shit. It's always the fucking, like, smaller companies, you know? These fucking, if it was about like fucking HoloLive, you know, like Vice wouldn't be going after them. But because vallure isn't like HoloLive size, Vice is like, yeah, I can try and stick a bunch of normies against this company that I have a personal vendetta against. That fucking journalist is trying to like stick a bunch of normies onto a small VTuber company because they know that they can get away with it, and it's fucked up.
These VTubers want you in their loot game. You might want to pass. Clearly this is a pun, using the double meaning of to pass, indicating that the intended audience of the article is LGBT loot-tubers, who consider auditioning for vallure's Gen 2. The pun, by the way, is that passing an audition means being accepted to the company, while passing also refers to trans people being perceived as the gender they identify as. The implication is that to pass their auditions as a trans woman, you have to pass as a woman. It presumes that the reader heard about vallure's auditions and was unsure what the company's stance on hiring trans VTubers was, and attempts to provide more information for them to make better informed choice. Anna explains that vallure's auditions opened that day and outlines what they have to offer, but also indicates that there might be some issue with the company. This just frames the article and gives an overview so you know what you are about to read and why. Vallure messed up with trans talent early on. Here she goes into more details about the company and that it seemed like a good job opportunity. She explains that during the first auditions, some trans loot-tubers weren't sure if they had a chance to get a spot. All the agency specified was female, and when asked, they didn't respond. Oh god. Not lolicon VTubers. Here Anna elaborates that the company has explicitly looted lolly VTubers, giving examples of the type of content they produce, and shows that both the talent and their fanbases are aware that their content is explicitly lewd. She then cites a research paper that outlines some of the issues with sexualized lolly content. This is not just random anti-lolly sentiment sprinkled into the article. This informs the reader that should they pass the audition, they might be assigned a lolly VTuber model and will be expected to produce lewd content with it. Trans girls, I guess you can be a lolly now. vallure announces their next-gen auditions. The first gen did a stream about the auditions, where they also addressed the question that they had previously ignored. But they didn't really give a clear answer. They stated criteria were female pronouns, living life as a woman, and sounding like a woman. And people who keep asking about it should shut the fuck up. Anna explains why she thinks their criteria were unclear about whether or not trans VTubers have a chance of getting a job, and outlines why this is an issue for trans people. Auditioning takes time and effort that is entirely pointless if they just categorically do not accept trans applicants. Oh, and there is a ban on lesbian content. Here Anna explains that the stated company demographic is exclusively men, and that she thinks it is a bad business decision to restrict your target demographic for basically no reason, and also argues that it is strange to not allow lesbian content while allowing lolly content. Don't expect me to play that lewd game. Valence wraps up the article. She reiterates her complaints and tells the reader that if they considered auditioning for vallure, not to waste their time applying to the company, as they seem to not want LGBT VTubers, but are too unprofessional and condescending to even provide a clear-cut answer to potential trans applicants. Also, they do explicitly sexual lolicon content. She ends the article with a joke about how the company should substitute lolly content with futanari content. As you probably saw, I'm not a big fan of the segment about lesbian content. It is about the company's target demographic, not about the type of content they produce. The comparison with their lolly content doesn't make sense, since lollies are not their target demographic. As far as I know, vallure didn't claim they wouldn't do lesbian content. And as Anna writes, lesbian content is also consumed by straight men who are the company's demographic. I don't think Anna lied deliberately, but I don't think her take about this was well thought through. That being said, the article is pretty inoffensive and structured clearly. It is critical of the way the company refuses to give clear answers to LGBT VTubers about their audition process, which is a fair criticism, considering that the company marketed itself as being very transparent about what applicants can expect. They were unclear about if they hired trans talent, they ghosted them when asked about it, and then made fun of the question and mocked people asking it when they opened their next auditions. It also points out that you might be expected to do lewd lolly content if you got accepted, which some people don't want to do, regardless of what your position on that is. Personally, I feel like Anna should have focused more on their audition stream. Just linking the entire thing for context is fine, but it also means that anyone reading the article would still have to watch the 2-hour stream, which, sure, someone who considers auditioning might do that, but the point of the article is to make it so readers don't have to waste their time. If, for example, you were friends with Stronny Cuttles and a drama VTuber, and you looked for the cited section of the stream and stopped watching after the segment cited in the article, you could get the false impression that your friend's company accepts trans applicants who fulfill their conditions. But if you kept watching, you would realize that this is at best a way for them to dodge the question, and at worst them mocking NSFW trans creators by implying that only cis women fulfill their stated conditions.
Okay, the context of the quote.
We are looking for female talents. Oh, but what if I'm... Shh! Shut the fuck up! You go by female pronouns. You live life as a woman. Do you sound like a woman? Okay, we don't care about anything else. They're free to apply, ho.
Guys, wait! Wait. This is the total opposite of what the article made it sound. She's basically saying, shh, I don't care about the details. You can be whatever you want, as long as you live life as a woman. As long as you're femme presenting, they're okay with you. They were being positive. Wait, this is the most bad faith article and misleading article I have ever read. I have to do your fucking job for you. Do your fact checks. Dude, yes, uncharitable. Yes, and bad faith. Yeah, they're disingenuous. Yes. That's not what she wasn't brushing these questions off at all. You wrote 2 paragraphs because you misinterpreted what they said.
Okay, we don't care about anything else. They're free to apply, ho. Males, you may close the stream now. You need not apply. I don't care.
No,
fuck off! We are a female-only company. I'm sorry. If you want to make your own little, dealer, go on. Go off. Please note the gifts at the bottom. In their footnotes.
Okay.
No, we are not interested in hiring male talents. No, there will not be a male branch. We are not pulling a Babiniku moment. Get the fuck out! Oh, male, get out of here.
So if you don't know what a babiniku is, a babiniku is basically a guy using a female model. So we will not be hiring any man to play a female character. So yeah. Just girls, please. Thank you.
I promise that we're also not misandrous, but it's just like that's not the niche that we're aiming for in this company. There's a whole there's so many companies. You got First Stage, you got Niche. There's other companies that you can apply to that are perfect for you.
There's
not
Hollow
this one.
Stars.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Hollow Stars. Yeah, you got this. Go find a lady like a cougar to groom, and then take her money and make your own company. It's that easy, guys. Come on, put your brains together. You got this.
No, okay. Well, anyone can apply. It's just if you are a man, your application will be thrown out the window. That's all. If you want to waste your time, I guess. But
if you want us to laugh at you,
it'll just be a waste of time if you do, because we're not interested.
If
in
you're a
hiring them.
male
That's all.
applying, you will be added to the burn book.
yeah, you're gonna be added to the burn book.
It is most likely
name.
that
Fugly
it is also,
bitch.
there is a chance that your video will not also be watched at all, so the effort will go in vain.
Yeah. Next.
They explicitly assure their audience that they will not hire trans VTubers and imply that their position is that them employing trans VTubers would be pulling a babaniku on them. An obvious dog whistle exposing their conviction that trans women not disclosing that they are trans are deceptive. People insist it is a hit piece, despite Anna being very lenient to not just call them transphobic, which they obviously are, so I will, which I guess makes this a giga hit piece on vallure. Vallure is a fundamentally transphobic company. It is run by a bigot, it employs bigots, it targets a bigoted audience, it engages in bigoted harassment campaigns, and mocks progressive views and minorities. Anna doesn't call anyone to action, which is typical woman behavior. I disagree. That company should be funded and shamed. They are a disgrace of awful people, and I hope that this company will